does it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Recording is on.
There we go. All right, go for it now. I'm going to go ahead and zone out, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, and breathe in and out. And go for it. There we go. Focus into a 1 point, single point. Nothing else matters right now. Nothing else exists. Okay? No. All right, so there are a few things that I wrote down at first. I don't know what I actually wrote down. It just looks like nothing, honestly. Looks like cat shit. So one of the things, because I write when I channel, he says, okay, I see the picture here. He says, I cut my hair. Did he cut his hair though?
When he was really young for his mission, he had cut his hair.
Okay, perfect. He's like, oh, I cut my hair though. I was like, oh, okay. He's like, I looked a lot better than that. I'm like, I think you look good right here. Like, don't worry about it, man. Don't worry about it though. He goes, man, that was a really big break for you guys. He says she had just gotten used to me calling me dad. Had you just gotten used to calling him dad?
I'd always called him daddy in between. But we were so in and out of relationships sometimes.
Yeah, from the feel, I guess the feeling of the point when you guys are reconciling, it's like she had just gotten used to it. Like we'd just like gotten into this space. We've gotten into the space. Hang on. He said I had outed myself. He goes, there was nothing on her though. Hang on. Do you want to know what it's like to be alone? Why does he feel so alone all the time? He's a little frustrated, angry guy right now. Not in a bad, angry way, just it's not happy. We'll work through that. Hang on. Anything ever moved me? Wow, you really were working on the relationship at that point. Hang on. Wonder if it really ever meant anything to him. Did it mean? Why do you take it as like a fault on your own at this point? Like, what is that? No, it was all in him, dude. Hang on. It's okay. Let it out. I'm probably gonna cry with you later on because I get the emotions of you plus him, and this is what happens. Hang on. And I tried. If I start crying, I stop channeling. So I like try to be very, I'm good. Hang on. Okay, wait, did you find out he had passed?
My brother had to call and tell me.
Perfect. Okay. He goes when she found, because my last person walked in on him and he was like, oh, well, when she found out I had passed, I was like, okay. It broke her heart. I'm like, okay, fine. Hang on. I loved her. I wasn't thinking about anything about that though. I'm like, oh, okay. That's exactly why I say. He goes, he shows me like dropping to the floor. I'm like, okay, which means her death was kind of instant. I'm like, wonderful, great. We'll get into how that happened in a second and all the gruesome details. Hang on. And anger. Did he have like frustration, anger issues with your mother?
Yeah, they did not have a great divorce. They relationship, and they got divorced, and there was infidelity issues, and I'm sure
because he's it's both sides, because he's very much like, I'm asking him like, oh, were you not close with her? Like, what happened here? And he's like, oh, fuck that. And I'm like, okay. Good. Thank you for telling me that. Hang on. Thank you for telling me that. Hey, check on my mom. Is his mom still alive?
Yes.
Okay. He says, can you check on my mom?
Okay.
Hang on. No, it's hard for you. Are you not really in that area? I know it's hard for you. Okay. Let's see. He said, I know it's hard for you. What's going on with
not
it?
associated at all.
Gotcha. Okay. 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 So that's I guess you'd say a spirit trying to gain closure from mom's side as well. And so I don't want you to press yourself personally for them asking. That's a delicate balance on the living side. Because a lot of times they'll ask us to do stuff that we don't think is comfortable. So don't think just because he asks that you have to do it. Okay? Hang on. She wasn't the nicest lady to us. She not the nicest lady to y'all?
No, we kind of view her as like betrayal almost. She betrayed us as kids.
Perfect. He goes, she wasn't the nicest lady to us. I'm like, oh, okay. Hang on. Did he shoot himself?
I'm sorry.
Did he shoot himself? Perfect. Okay. Not perfect that he did that, but perfect with how he's showing you. Okay. Because literally it's like if you see this, it's like it's just gone. And I'm like, okay, hang on. All deaths feel different. I'm just gone. Hang on. Wow, he came from a decent sized family though.
Yeah.
Hang on. Because he's talking about how do they all feel about it. And I'm like, okay, do you have brothers? Do you have sisters? He's like, I have both. I'm like, okay, cool. Hang on. Why would his mother feel like y'all did it to him a little bit? I don't know why. It's him. Hang on. He's talking about having prejudice, like if it wasn't for everybody else, her son would still be alive. But he's like attached to her, but in like this weird, awkward way. Hang on, because he left from her for a reason. Hang on. Like he wanted to get out of her grasp, and like it's this weird, like you're stuck on your mom's boob, but he's not. Sorry, it's this weird feeling. Hang on. Who was military? Were they Army as well? Who's Army?
Yes, he was. He was Army.
Awesome sauce. Okay, cool. I'm like, they show me military, like the symbol for it in my head. And I'm like, okay, what you were? And they show me green. I'm like, okay, you're Army. Hang on. But like a different type of green, not the Marines green. Hang on. My ex-husband and my dad were all Air Force. And so it's always a symbol they compare to it. Hang on. Was he short?
Yeah. For a man, he was short.
Okay, was he like 5'7", 5'8"?
I would say probably around there, yeah.
Just because when I stand up next to him, so I'm just going to stand up and show you what it seems like. So it's almost like it's me and him in an area, and when I'm standing up, I'm 5'11", and he's like talking at like right here, and I'm like, yeah. What are you doing? You picture them in a white room, or you see them in a solid white room, or it's not even a room, it's just a solid white space. Everything is white, and you're like having a conversation with them. You can feel the structure of how they were. He had a little belly at the end of it whenever he passed, but like before, he was very fit. He was very cute. He was very hot. I see why your mom married him. Like why they got together. We got married on a fling. Hang on real quick. Hang on. Then they had like, it's just like, he's like, oh yeah, I know. Hang on, our brothers. Do you have brothers too?
I have one brother.
Perfect. Okay, cool. Because he's talking about, yeah, I got one like me. And I'm like, oh my God, shut up.
He's just like him.
He's very Rico Suave, angry, like, oh, hold on. I'm a guitarist. Was he a guitar? Did he want to be a guitarist or was he a guitarist? Okay, cool. Because he's talking about Led Zeppelin, and I'm like, okay, cool. He says, no, I didn't like them. I'm like, okay, he likes somebody else, but that's the thing that comes to my mind. Hang on. Who got the tattoo for him, though? Who got it?
I'm getting one.
Yeah! Ah!
I have one completely planned out.
Yes! Is it a big one?
Is he like game for that? Is he okay with that?
He's game for that. Is it a big one though?
Yeah, it's gonna be a feather, and then
wait, what is it going to be?
It's gonna be a big feather here that turns into flying birds, and then I'm gonna have some wording.
Okay, perfect. Okay, because it's literally like this, and I'm like, okay, yeah, he's game for that. Totally game for that.
Game.
Do it. Cool. Oh, that's so groovy. See, okay, so suicides for me, they are they're so much more easier to communicate than with people that have gone to heaven, because people that have gone to heaven come back and they're like you're fine, you're good, okay, I'm going, I love you, goodbye, I've gone on. Suicides are like, how are you doing, let's talk, let's have tea, do you want to coke, I'll do a coke, but it's not saying they're in a bad area, they're just here with us. And now, is he moving forward?
Yeah.
Yes. Is he moving forward? Yes. Does he feel like the person that hung themselves off the stair banister and had their parents walk in? No. He is moving forward. Hang on. Hold on. Wait, did your brother not want anything to do with him for a little bit?
Yeah. For a while, I think I was probably the first one to really reach out and start mending. My brother took a little bit longer, but he eventually got there.
He did. He goes, yeah, because you're just like me. Hang on. He says, I appreciate it. I'm like, I feel like I'm old. I'll be 32 on Saturday, so thank you.
I'm 31 as well, so I know you're feeling it.
High five, you get it, right? Yeah.
I get it.
I mean, but you have like another 6 months till you turn 32, correct?
March.
See, no, wait, November, December, January, February, what? Yeah, we're at 5 months. Okay, perfect. Wait, oh my God, yeah. We're right there. Yes. See, okay, so I'm a Scorpio, you're a Pisces. It makes sense. I love it. That's why we're both deep. That's so weird that I get that. The other day, I surprised myself. I was talking to a client, and I was like, you're a water sign. You're a water sign. I was like, but you're not till next year. I was like, you're like the middle of the year, though. And she goes, I'm July. I'm a Cancer. And I'm like, I freaked out for 2 seconds. I was like, that's so weird that you can feel, or I can feel that. Anyways.
I love that.
You'll see me go in and out of me being freaked out about what I do. Hang on. Did y'all cremate him?
Yeah, is he okay with that?
Because they put me in a little box.
And I've got him in a little feather on my neck too.
Sorry.
But we have plans for you, Dad. I promise.
He says they're planning on spreading me. I don't know if it'll happen. Hold on. One second. Sorry, this is the best. I bet you never thought a medium session would go like this. You always see them on TV and they're always like, and he loved you and it was wonderful and everybody's crying and you only see like those 3 and 4 parts. There's so much more to it. I've actually never had anybody that's read somebody like me though. So it's always been like very one note. It's for me, spirit has always been very fun and just like they are in person. But they also learn just like we do normally too. Hang on real quick. Let me get into him. Hold on. Oh, my son walked in and he found me. Okay, so did the son find him?
He didn't find him, but he was the one that did the after cleanup. He was found by, I think maybe the apartment complex he worked at, I think.
Woman.
But my brother went and did all the packing.
Okay. Hang on. Do y'all live far away from each other? Okay. I'm asking him like, did you go over there? Like, can you drive by and see the place? Blah blah blah. He's like, she can, but it's very far away, and other people live there now. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. He's showing me.
Yeah, he was in Utah, and we're in Georgia.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Okay. Hang on. Hang on. Sorry, I'm vibing. Hang on real quick.
Okay.
Did he pass here? Did he pass like 2 years ago?
It will be 2 years August.
Really? Okay. What happened to the voicemail he left you? Do you still have that or no? Okay. Sorry. Because it's talking about re-listening to it, and it's very much like I can so anxious, like you can feel the anxiety or like the tension in his voice, but like just the normalcy. It's very weird. Like I want you to go back and re-listen to it. But he's talking about you listening to it over and over again. Like and every so often you pick it up and you do it, and you're like, God, you like put it down. Hang on, he saves it. I'm like, I know she saves it. Hang on, hang on, hang on. There's an attachment to the moment that he died with you, and I don't want you to be there with him anymore because he's not there. He's not there. He's not in any of that point. Hang on. It's all across the room. Wow, he shot himself in the head. Hang on. That's because he goes boom, and it went all across the room. And I'm like, great, thank you for that image. I appreciate it. And he said it wasn't anything nice. They could throw it all away. I was like, okay, good. Hang on, fine. He goes, so your brother's died. Oh, so he saw combat for a little bit, did he?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. He says, he's like, what is it like when you see your brothers die? And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Hang on. Was he at the start of the Iraqi war or something like that?
My brother was actually. My dad was in Desert Storm. And my brother was at the.
Okay. And then brother was he followed my footsteps. Wait, no, brother's green though. Did brother work alongside Marines?
He was a Marine. Brother was a Marine.
I was like, it's two different shades of green. Sorry.
Your greens.
Okay, I'm like, one lighter, one is a darker, like brown, and I'm like, well, we work. There's Marines, like what? Can you imagine like understanding color in your head that you can't see or understand?
No, I can't. And in fact, he may be referring because my brother helped do some of the cleanup in Saddam's palace, so he might even be referring to that as far as.
He said he pulled them all out. Oh, he pulled the bodies out.
Wow. Yeah, he helped with all the cleanup.
That's what he just said. He goes, he pulled them out. He pulled the bodies out. Hang on real quick. Hang on. So he didn't get to see the action of it, though. He goes, he wanted to, but he didn't get to see the action. So he wasn't there whenever they shot everybody. Hang on. Wait, did your brother keep a token from it? Or something from it? Did he keep a little?
I don't know.
I swear, if you do, just keep a token from like a little, like something we can slip in. And if he says yes, just throw up for me, okay? Yeah.
Okay.
Hang on. Let me get in here. Hang on. He's so funny.
He's really funny.
He is. He's such a flirt, dude.
Yeah.
Such a flirt. Because he's talking about your mom. He's like, oh, I met her and I got her. And like, he's like, oh, it was because my slime moves right. I'm just like,
would say that.
I'm like, stop it. Hang on. Hang on. I'm going to ask about when they had you. That's where I'm going to right now. So we may get very emotional. I'm probably going to cry with you. So just hang out with me for a second. Hang on. Wait, were you born on a military base?
No, and you know what? I don't even remember if he was still on the. I don't know if he was even in the military then.
We're talking about right outside of it, and I'm like, are you born on it? Like, or were they moved right outside of it? Went home with near my mom, so they went home near his mom. Hang on.
Yeah, we were in Salt Lake.
Oh, so that's where mom was, because he goes, we went home near my mom. Hang on. This is called the tablet unfolding. Hang on. Wait, are you? There's another one younger than you. Are you the middle?
I have a half sister.
Okay, I was like, there's one more underneath you.
And
okay.
She's younger than me.
Perfect. Okay. I'm like, you would be the youngest, but then there's one other one right here. Okay.
But we've only met like once, and that was when she was a baby.
That's okay. It's a energy of like, you can tell, you know, they say, oh, oldest acts a certain way, middle acts a certain way, youngest acts a certain way. I can literally feel who is what, which is where that came through. I know it's weird. Hang on. Almost. I was there and I wasn't. I was there and I wasn't. I was there and I wasn't. Okay, that's what he's talking about. He was like, oh, he goes like this. He's like, oh, and I'm like, okay, are you watching Lion King? And he goes, no, Lion King didn't come out yet. I said, oh yeah, you're right. It's this whole funny, it's a conversation in my head going on. And I was like, oh, he was like, oh, she was the prettiest baby. He's like, very chunky though. I was like, okay, good, beautiful.
Yeah.
And he's talking about, he goes, and at that point, it was the fault of him and your mother. It's almost like all the shit started going on once you were born. And I don't like that for you because, hold on.
Yeah, they divorced when I was like 2.
Yeah, so that's the shit going on. That's the shit going, like literally, like as you were born, it's like he's like, I was in, I was gone. I was in, she was in, she. It's like back and forth. Hang on. And we finally just realized we were right for each other. We didn't like each other. I was like, oh, okay. Hang on. He says, I feel like if I could have put in a little bit more work, maybe I would have been right for her. Hang on. He goes, I was haughty. I was hot, like frustrated. He goes, and she was frustrated. I said, okay. He goes, after me. Many men after me. Did mom date many guys after him? Or was with many guys after him? It's okay. I mean, I dated 26 people in 1 year. It's perfectly fine.
Yeah, my mom didn't settle back down until about 4 years ago.
Yeah, she's been up and down. That's what he was talking about. He's like, oh, she dated many men after me. I'm like, well, good. I did too. Fuck you. I love you. Don't give me that. I finally got married for a second time, you know. Maybe third time's the charm. No. Hang on. Hold on. He never got married again?
No.
That's what he said. He goes, I dated. I thought it was serious. He goes, but I never got married again. I said, oh, okay, good. Hang on. He said, I love those kids. He says, but I didn't know what to do with them. He said, I didn't know what to do with myself. Hang on. I know they hated me for leaving them. So he literally like left all of you guys. I couldn't. Oh my God. Did he move to the desert? Oh.
Yeah.
Where did he
literally
move?
middle of the freaking desert.
Where did he move? He's showing me that. And I live in the piney forest in South Houston, South Texas. Where did he move to?
He moved to Hinckley, Utah. And when I was a teenager, I went to visit him, and there wasn't a single damn thing of chapstick in the whole thing.
Nothing. Hang on. Did he live in a trailer for a second ever? Because he shows me with a door like opening up and like hitting like something, and I'm like, okay, that's a trailer. Like that's not a house door. I'm like, okay. Oh, that's funny. Hang on. He said I was crusty at that point. I said, okay, cool. Hold on. He says you could say I had a drinking problem, but I didn't. Hang on. They're good. Grew up in a good Catholic family. Did he grow up in a Catholic family? No. Hold on. Who's the Baptist family? Catholic Baptist. Hold on real quick. Whatever it is, we're extremely religious to whatever this is.
Mormon family.
That's why he's showing me. I'm like, he's showing me these two faiths that are extremely devout. That's why I'm like, Catholic Baptist? What are we? I'm like,
and I'm not sure what the other side was, but by the time I had come around, everyone was pretty much Mormon.
Yeah, exactly. Hang on. He said, who finds freaking tablets under a tree? I don't know what that goes with. That was sarcasm. But, he doesn't believe in that anymore. Okay, are you not Mormon?
I am. I've been struggling with certain aspects, but I am. But I love that he says that because literally our religion, another book was found under a rock in the grove. He is not right.
No, this is probably one of the most great readings. I told you, don't be nervous. And then this is kind of what
it's so him. He says that stuff all the time.
He says the wildest shit, and I'm like, and this is the part for me is that I'm like, should I say this? Should I not say this? Like it's pretty. I don't know, and it just happens. Hang on. Oh, let me like throw back out because I'll get into it personally. Hang on. Right, your mother. Wait, so his wait, your mom was a Mormon?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Why is he saying I brought your mother into it more? Was his family more intense than she was?
So, well, he went on a mission, but he eventually came home early, and they got married because they were both Mormon, but neither of them stuck with it.
Correct. Okay. Hold on, because he's talking about I had coffee, I had energy drinks, I had all this stuff, and I don't really know a whole lot. All I know is that all the Mormon people hold my genealogy for my family, and so I respect them 110% all the way through, and I love them. Hang on. No, that doesn't make any sense. Hold on, let me get more into this. Hang on. Do we feel like he has more kids?
You never know.
Because he's talking about, he goes, I have more kids. And I'm like, but are you married? Are you what? He goes, no, they're just out there. He was having little flings, though, and just letting it ride. Just in that, I mean, hang on. This is the best part. I told you, spirit, they're still the same as they were in person. They're just,
I love it.
But, it's not always about sad and like gloomy. It's hold on. I'm going to try to get deep into it. So now that we've danced around, we've had a lot of really good times. We've talked. So I like to kind of like focus them in. Me personally, I'm like an investigator. I like to know why we did this, why we went forward with it. Because committing suicide, act of killing your the physical act of killing yourself is not bad. It's just an action. It's the fact that we leave so many people and yourself emotionally open that hurts. And so that's what and themselves they can't explain why they felt that way. You can't talk to them about how it hurt you. So there's all these open ends. And so it leaves this open energy which causes them to stick around. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get really deep for a second. So give me about, I don't know, 20 seconds to vibe for a second. And first off, before we get into it, do you have a question for him that you would like me to answer?
Yeah. When I was a teenager and going through the hormones and stuff, I found he kept everything, every letter, every picture. And I found a letter that I wrote him. Does he know that I don't feel that way anymore?
Hang on real quick. Hold that. Hold it. Hold it. Think about it. Okay. Let's vibe on that. Hang on. God, that was a very intense letter. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. That was a lot of very strong words from you, dude. Very intense words. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. It's almost like he read them privately. So I don't know if he lived by himself when you gave it to him or if he was just there privately. It's talking about being disassociated from everybody else when we're reading it. Hang on. Hang on. Did you feel like you hated him at that point? He's talking about, oh, she hates me. She doesn't like me. She thinks that I'm trash. And I'm like,
I think I was just angry. But I don't think I could ever really hate him.
He says and this is what spirit always says, which is we're all spirit. I mean, we're all here. It's just there's different personalities for it. He says we've all felt that way. We've all been hated that way. That's the moment. It doesn't mean that he thinks that you feel that way about him now. It doesn't mean that he feels that that's how you felt about him then. I almost like feel that when he read that, it was like, oh wow, but okay, like lighter note. And then when we finally passed, we realized that, but that was way before you that was in the mix of you getting back together and like becoming this better force. Like that's not the last letter you wrote to him. That's what he's telling me. He's like, that's not the last thing that she said to me. That's not a thing in that moment. That's not that. Now he did hold on to it because he wasn't a fan of throwing other things away, but I don't want you to feel like that's what he thought of you. You're focusing on a time, a moment, a letter that was written years before that does not have meaning, and that emotion does not have meaning in this space currently or at that point when you felt that way. Okay?
Okay.
So move it aside. Literally, it does not serve you. Does that serve you now? No. Move it aside. It happened. Right? Just like we don't sit there and, I know this is going to sound really stupid, just like we don't sit there and dwell on the pee that we had this morning, right? We got to push it aside. That's literally the extent of it. Okay? Hang on. Let it go. I know you want a more in-depth, that's just what you want, but it's not. I think it's because you're grabbing for some sort of feeling back, and I'll give you a whole lot of feeling in just a second. But I feel that pull. But just wait. Just wait. Okay? It's not that. Push that aside. That's nothing we need to hold on to. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. That's very real. He goes, I said, why did you do it? Why did you do it? I've never heard this straight up answer. He says, well, I played with it for a couple of weeks and I just decided to. He says, it wasn't a very big gun. I said, okay. He said, hold on. Did he do it through the side?
Yes.
Because he says, he goes, I played with it in my mouth. He goes, but I decided to do it through the side. I said, okay. Oh. Hang on. Hang on. You have a tiny amount of stuff of him? Of his?
Yeah. My brother didn't give me very much.
No, it's like a tiny amount. I was like, was she there to clean it out? Did she get everything she wanted? And he was like, no, she has like this tiny amount. I'm like, okay, cool.
My brother did give me his main guitar.
There's that.
But out of everything,
earlier.
I mean, I have a little hacky sack.
A little bit bitty. There we go. Hang on. He's such a hipster. I love him. He's such a fucking hipster. Hang on. Okay, so he did play the guitar all the time.
Yeah. He did guitar, bongos. You name it, he played it.
He says, you should have. I go, so did you play the guitar a lot? He goes, you should have seen my fingers. You should have seen the calluses on them. And I was like, well, I play violin and viola, so I totally get you there. Hang on. He said, I had nothing left. Hang on. What was I gonna do? He goes, wait around for nothing. He goes, hang on. I didn't want to be a nuisance to them. Hang on. Wait, do you have a son and a daughter yet?
I have a son and a daughter.
Okay. Sorry, he showed me the son. And then I was like, no, he goes 2. And I was like, no, she has more. He was like, and the daughter. I'm like, okay. He was like, what was she? I'm asking about like, well, why didn't he move in with you? And he shows me that, and I was like, oh, okay. So she has like the whole family thing going on about that. Hang on. He goes, they're doing good. They don't need to worry about me. It's literally, hold on. Did he want to move to Oregon at all?
I'm sure. I'm sure he did.
I don't know if there's anything you can ever confirm that with. Because he goes, if I only made it to Oregon. And I'm like, you're a hipster coffee shop bro, dude. Like, that's what you are. Hang on. Hold on. So funny because he's talking about, he's like, I'm so close to the Indians, man. And I'm like, no, you're not. You're not even related to them. He's like, no, but I love it. And I'm like, shut up.
He lived that culture to
a T.
What he's
talking about. He's literally talking about it in my head right now. And I'm like, dude, you're not even there. He's like, I'm so close to the Indians, man.
He had a band that he named supposedly after an Indian great-great-grandmother, but we're not related at all.
Was he really? Did he really? Oh, this is the best.
So I'm glad he knows that now.
I don't know if he knows that. He's like, I was literally, I'm so close to the Indians, man. And I'm like, dude, Indians vibe on a total different level than you do, bro. Like, it's almost like everybody's in separate rooms. I'm like, oh my God. This is absolutely great. Hang on, wait, hold up. But no, hang on. I had moccasins and everything. I said, okay, cool. Oh, yes. Good. Hang on. No wonder he's talking about Oregon. Oh, that's why. Hang on. He says, my daughter. She needs to be a little bit more free with herself.
I do need to be more free.
He goes, she acts like it. He goes, but she's too in control. Everything has to be here. Hold on. Her poor husband is freaking out. Wait, are you married right now? He goes, her poor husband is just stressed out, freaking out. I was like, oh, okay. Hang on.
He's a good one.
Yeah. Here he goes. He says, kids are on the way. Oh, okay. Are kids on the honor roll?
My son is. My daughter's only 2, but my son, he's super mega smart, like beyond me.
Wait. He goes, kids are on the honor roll, but she's still freaking out. I can't anymore. Hang on. Oh, hold on. Oh my God. Hold on. He's talking about, I know she was getting close to me, but everything has its start. He goes, I left at this point. He didn't want to get old, dude. He also didn't want to get old. He's not even me looking down his personal, I'm asking why he committed it. I told you about it before, but I'm asking why couldn't you have lived longer? Why couldn't you have, like, risen out your days, like had grandchildren on your lap, like come and live with them, like he was like, I just couldn't do it. He was like, I was here. I feel like he also had some sort of like mental thing, like either being really, it's like anxiety mixed with constantly freaking out nervousness, which is where the music came into play to like calm the soul. And at some point that didn't help anymore. And so it's almost like we're left with our thoughts. And that's what really tips us over the edge. It's almost like manic in a way, but it does have a dealing with the military. It does have the dealing with everything with the past. In the point at which we, let ourselves go, in better words, it's not directly associated with you. It's not associated with anybody. It's just, I can't find myself. This is the best way. And now I'm asking him, where did he get the gun? He said, oh, I had it. I said, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Some people get it from other people, get it from mom, dad, whoever it be. He said, oh, I had it. Hang on. He said, I was always the odd one out. I said, who are you with now? He's like, oh, I'm with my grandmother. He goes, I was always the odd one out, though. I said, okay. My sister. Okay, so he had sisters?
Actually, I don't know exactly how many siblings he had. I know he had brothers who were all married, all had kids. Mm-hmm. And he was so close with so many people that he considered.
Yeah, friends. Like that. Come on. He's definitely with older people. There's not a whole lot of younger people or his age that have passed. Like, it's not like I'm grouped together with them. We're hanging out together. Hang on. Wait, do you have a card with his signature on it?
Yeah.
Okay. On the tattoo that you're going to get, can you get his signature underneath it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Perfect. Okay, cool. Because he goes, I'm asking him, like, he was like, well, try to take you down where I'm going right now. He says, he goes, yeah, it's all these people that love me, they'll miss me though, but he's like, they have their own lives. And I said, okay. He goes, the only person that really remembers me is her, my daughter, and my son. He goes, and I said, well, yeah, she remembers you. I said, she's gonna get this tattoo like you told me about before. And he goes, oh, she needs to get my signature though. I said, well, how does she get your signature? He goes, oh, she has a card. It's on there. It's sloppy, but it's fine. And I said, oh, okay, cool. And so then he shows me it like writing out underneath it. So if you can get that, that'd be really cool. Okay.
Yeah.
So with that, do you have any questions for me? This has been a hilarious, amazing session.
Yeah, this has really been great.
Told you not to be nervous.
Yeah. Is there a reason why he didn't even just say goodbye or I love you or
he couldn't. It was on a whim, baby. Just even the way that he's in an open space, so he's in an open room when he does it. Is he in like a front room or a living room when he does it? Or
I think he was in the living room.
Perfect, because it's like, so bedrooms feel very intimate. Like you have the bed, you have obviously nightstands, it's very crowded. Living room is very much, I have a couple pieces of furniture, it's much more open. It's a spatial recognition thing. It's almost like, I'm just going to tell you how it honestly feels like what it's like. We have it and it's like, okay, good, okay, fine, we should go get it. So we grab it and then it's like, okay, all right, good, yeah, no, okay. So there's not a whole lot of,
not really planning.
There's no planning, there's no thinking about it. I mean, we had before, but it's at this moment of low, hang on, that we just decide to do it. And we pulled the trigger. I almost feel like he had played with it a couple weeks before, like we had played with it. But, it was like click and nothing was in it. And I feel like at this point we decided and it was done. People always try to associate themselves with like, well, why did they think of me? Do you think of your mom when you're going to the grocery store and picking out shredded cheese? No.
That makes sense.
And I know that's so off topic, but it's like, I'm only thinking about what I need it for in this moment. I need this for macaroni and cheese. I'm not thinking about my mom will come over, and I know it's so simplistic and it really gets a lot of people, but that's where it's at.
It's like, it's really not more.
No,
there is no more in depth. It is just what it is.
It is what it is. There's not I'm going to hurt her, I'm going to hurt him, I'm going to make him feel like shit. It's it. And I'm so glad you're able to contact me. I'm so glad we were able to all communicate together, because what happens with this now is that he's not in a dark space right now. Usually it feels like they would be. He's in like a neutral. He's not in the upper yet. He's not where we're in heaven yet, because that's how come he's cracking jokes and having this good fucking time and we're like having these funny moments. That's kind of what it feels like. But with our session, and I mean, even more moving forward, if there's more later on, like every time this communication happens, it's like they exalt themselves. It's almost like you being in a fight with somebody and then you're able to, smooth it out. Right. And then a couple of days later, you're like, okay, are we okay now? Are we fine? So it's like you're smoothing it out. So it like makes the conflict go away. It lifts them up. So what I want you to do tonight is, in the next 10, 15 minutes, please have a good cry. Please have a good breather. Okay. If you have any questions, please email me, please message me, just ask. I don't care. I love it. If you need me again, please let me know. Another thing is, you may have a dream about them tonight or like over the next couple of nights. That's a normal thing too. Okay. If you have any questions about that, please email me. For me, he's very talkative. You're more timid. I think he would be more of a person that would stand there and like you would see him or a hug or an action. I don't know if there would be that much communication because you're so not a bad thing, but it's just it is what it is. But yeah, if you but just accept it, love it, know it's nothing bad, know it's nothing evil. But just have fun. But if you have any questions, if you need anything, please email me. Please let me know. And yeah, I think he's cool. I think he's fine. I think he's good. Okay.
In a much better state of mind.
No, you were better. Yeah, and also re-listen to it tomorrow if you can, or the next day. There's some of the things I may say you may not catch the first time, but
Okay.
I think you did. I think you did a great job. So tell him
really appreciate
you, okay?
it. Well,
Okay, I love you, girl. Mwah.
love you.